What's up? Semen retention. I've cold approached 7 girls in my life, and I know it will help any man get over shyness. Uh, I'm not gonna say that I'm not shy now or I'm not quiet or whatever now, but I think whenever I can get like on my own with stuff and I kind of attack stuff like by myself, you know, I'm not shy or whatever. But I do understand it's like a lot of times you could like with me, I get around in groups of people. Then that's when I feel more nervous. I feel more shy around anybody, you know. And I think that's just a pure social thing when it comes to being around a lot of people. But I think one on one, you know, I'm much more confident. I'm much more regular acting. I don't have as much anxiety around talking to a girl. That's why I think I could cold approach a lot of girls because when it's just me by myself, I could do it. It don't feel bad, And you know how sometimes you be ready to, walk up and talk to a girl or whatever, but you try to wait till she get by herself or she get away from her friends or whatever because it be just awkward when you walk up to a girl and she like talking to a whole or she around a whole bunch of group of friends or something. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Let me tell y'all about this every time I cold approach the girl. I ain't gonna try to go into too much detail as far as like I ain't trying to make this a long video, you know. But the first girl I ever cold approached, I was it was out of it was in high school actually. It was in high school. It was my senior year in high school. I was just learning stuff like code approaching and I was just getting into kind of like what I'm saying, like how do I kind of talk to a girl or whatever. I was just getting into all of that when I was a senior in high school. And I remember I cold approached this girl. You know how at school to be like this, like the parking lot where the students park it. I remember I walked up to this girl, um, and this girl wasn't. I didn't find her very attractive, but in my mind, I was thinking like, practice. Let me just focus on. Let me just, you know, focus on that. And so I remember I had got her number, and she was like very interested. And mind you, and I ain't trying to hype myself up. Mind you, I wasn't like a bad looking dude or whatever. And I remember I basically said like, I think you pretty, and can I get your number or whatever. And she was like very receptive, And so that was the first time it didn't lead anywhere because I really didn't even like the girl. Really, no disrespect to her. I just did it just out of let me see if I can do it. You get what I'm saying? And that gave me a confidence boost. Mind you, before I get into the other times, I had many other girls, not many, but other girls like show interest in me first, but I never cold approached them, so I won't count that as I cold approached them. I'm just gonna talk about the 7 girls I cold approached. The second girl was when I was at work, and this is why I recommend don't cold approach no girl at work. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm telling you right now, I've got bad experience with doing that. Maybe it's other guys who have better experiences or good experiences. I still wouldn't recommend doing that because that's where you make your money at. You know what I'm saying? Unless a girl comes up to you, you know what I'm saying? I would say, you can handle it that way. But it's still not something I would recommend you go and try to talk to a girl at work. And I remember I have got a girl number. I had I was talking to this. Let me start off. Okay, it was a job I had got straight after high school, right after I graduated, right before I went to college. And basically, I remember this old woman had came up to me and she was telling me basically that this girl was looking at me or this girl might like me or whatever, and that we'll be a good couple or whatever. And so I was like, and I seen this girl. This girl was actually, you know what I'm saying, attractive. It's my type, you know what I'm saying. Well, not full fledged my type, but she was attractive. And uh, I remember it was we had just got off of work. I hadn't even clocked out yet, and I walked over to where she was working at, and she was like, "You know how you have the lockers and stuff at work, like when you're getting your stuff, getting ready to go." And I remember I walked up to her, and I was like, "You're pretty, and can I get your number?" It was basically, I said it more like conversationalist, kind of like, like I was like really. I just said it in a slightly different way than what I just said it, but I basically just said those two things. She gave me her number and left me undelivered. So I don't think she really, I don't, she didn't like me, but she wasn't finna be mean to me. And so basically, yeah, she just stopped texting me. The third girl was in college, and it was like the first 2 months of college where I wasn't talking to nobody. I hadn't made no friends or anything like that yet. And I remember, this one girl had waved at me, and this girl was like attractive, my type, everything. And I remember she waved at me, but you know me, I was acting shy and quiet and awkward, and I was like I didn't want to talk to her. Like she waved at me, and I was like acting weird or whatever. And then so right after that interaction, I was like, I'm gonna get that girl number. And so the next day, I seen her. She said something to me. I was walking past her, and she said something to me. But then I was like, she was walking with people, so I was like, I can't get her number right now. But then I had later turned around and went to I turned around and went to her to the cafeteria where she was at. And I remember I basically was saying same thing, like, I think you pretty, I think you attractive. Can I get to know you more? I said something like that. She gave me her number. I think she gave me a fake name, but she gave me her number for real though. And we was texting, and I said something weird, like I said something weird. I don't even want to say how much I was embarrassed. I was just embarrassed what I said. It wasn't nothing crazy, but it was just, I was basically saying like, I'm looking for friends, but really I was saying like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm looking to just, you know what I'm saying, like friends with benefits, just sex type of stuff. Not, but I didn't say it so blatantly like that, but you get what I'm saying. I said something along those lines, and she stopped texting me, and that's where that ended. But it didn't end there. But I could probably talk about it with another video. But I remember she stopped texting me after that, and then the next girl I ended up cold approaching. What was the next girl? Oh, the next girl I ended up cold approaching. This was a girl I knew that was actually, she actually liked me previous. Like she was actually interested in me, and I could tell. And we had a class together in college, and she was like very kind of flirtatious with me or whatever. And I remember one day I just asked for her number, and she was like, of course. When a girl be like, of course, she really like you. Like she was like, she already wanted you to ask her. But I basically did something weird where she stopped texting me. I don't even want to get into it. I said something weird or did something weird, and she stopped texting me. And then the next girl, the next girl was like a girl. She was like 21, and at the time I was like 18. And I tried to get her number. She said she gave me her number, but she left me undelivered. And then the next girl, I got her number. I stopped texting her because I was trying to meet her or whatever, and she kept pulling back and saying like later or next time or something like this. And so I stopped texting her. And I think that's five girls, I think. And then I don't know. I no. That was it. That's five girls right there, or seven girls right there, I believe. And I know the video longer, but that really helped me with just being more like comfortable and not shy around a girl. Now I still do have to work on just my social skills when it comes to being around a whole bunch of people, but that definitely helped me with just being around talking to a girl like with just the intention of like, I want to get to know you, I like you, I'm like romantically interested in you. So that helped me a lot with my confidence and stuff. So yeah, I just, even on semen retention, man, I would say go out and cold approach and stuff like that. That's all I got to say. Peace out.